Tonight on CTV, learn about the significant attention brought to Venezuelan immigrants in Denver.
Then learn more about the most pressing topics present on this election's ballot.
And finally, learn about one of CSU's most important food drives and how it's helping the community.
All this and more tonight on CTV.
Good evening, Rams. I'm Gabriele Hibbitts.
And I'm Michael Rosales.
Now, before we get into our news tonight, we have an important update about the recent Lambda Chi banner incident.
We'll throw it over to our investigative reporter, JJ McKinney, to give us the details.
Thanks, guys. Good evening, Rams. I'm JJ McKinney, coming back to you with an important update on the recent Lambda Chi Alpha situation, where the fraternity was accused of painting a banner of Uncle Sam in blackface. The situation has been investigated by Colorado State University and Fraternity and Sorority Life. After their investigation concluded, the university had this to say. In the statement, Lambda Chi continued to apologize for the situation and how this has affected the CSU and Fort Collins community. With the conversations that they had with Corey Valentine, the student who first reported the incident, they've been able to work through this situation and come to an understanding together. The statement concludes with CSU and FSL reaffirming their commitment to engage with all fraternity and sorority members and address racism and create an inclusive community. Valentine also gave a response to CTV and the Collegian, stating that after having conversations with Lambda Chi, President Jace Hernball, he states that he believes the fraternity did not intentionally create a banner to portray blackface. Valentine finishes his statement by discussing the open communication he and Lambda Chi were able to have, where the fraternity again recognized the unintended harm the incident caused, while coming to an understanding together. Ultimately, the investigation finished by stating the misinterpretation of the banner while also acknowledging the harm images like blackface can cause to the community. Now stick around, Rams, for another investigative report later on. But for now, back to you guys on desk.
Thanks for that update, JJ. Moving on, Aurora has seen a rise in Venezuelan migrants with reports of unlawful apartment entries last month. I went there to speak with the community and legal experts about what's happening. The city of Aurora has been making national headlines after doorbell surveillance cam footage captured 6 armed men entering this apartment complex behind me unlawfully. About 10 minutes later, police received a call about a shooting in the same area. This has been causing a lot of conversation about gang violence and immigration, both locally and nationally.
I don't know about the Venezuela gang, about the apartment, but I have seen them, group up, and they're trying to survive in a strange country, so what else can they do?
Amid the growing concerns, legal experts are helping migrants navigate their options.
In recent years, many people have arrived to the United States seeking political asylum. Many of those have been able to cross the border to wait this process while living in the United States. Sometimes people have to wait months or even more before they're able to obtain a work authorization. However, once they do obtain work authorization, many applicants for asylum are able to work lawfully, live in the United States with lawful status. Even though it may be temporary, while in this temporary status, they work lawfully, fill important jobs, can start businesses, and many begin to establish and form roots in their communities.
While legal pathways are being clarified, opinions in the community remain divided. Aurora resident Pablo Rodriguez shares his thoughts on the broader political landscape surrounding immigration.
But look, I'm not a Trump person, but I like his policy, especially his immigrant policy. I'm one of these persons that I say, if you put a wall in Mexico, you better put one in Canada, because it won't be fair. That's racist. I don't know how they're going to solve this problem. This is the country where you're welcome, but I'd rather you come through my front door instead of my window.
It has now been a month since these events first took place, and Aurora police want to emphasize that what is happening here is not an immigration issue, but a crime issue. In Aurora, my name is Michael Rosales with CTV 11. Back to you guys. We'll keep an eye on immigration developments, including J.D. Vance's visit next week. So stay with us for more updates as the story unfolds.
Tolling for the I-25 express lanes between Fort Collins and Berthoud has been delayed again, with free access extended until March 2025. The Colorado Department of Transportation says the delay is due to scheduling issues with installing toll equipment, but the project should be ready by next spring. Drivers should still be aware that crossing double white lines in the express lanes will still result in a $75 fine, even though tolls aren't yet in place. Now stick around, Rims, because after the break, our very own Elyse Gerke will fill us in on this week's weather.
Touchdown! Oh, did you see that? Whoa, we scored? Yeah, we scored. We're going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Wait, why does my face look like that? I'm playing with these new face filters. Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine. But I need that back. No. Kevin!
Welcome back from the break, Rams. I'm Elyse Gerke, here to give you this week's weather rundown. So let's jump right in. Currently in Fort Collins, it is 62 degrees. The sun set at 6:38 p.m. and there is no humidity tonight. The wind is moving at east-southeast at 6 miles per hour. Today was yet another beautiful day with clear skies and a light breeze. Although I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around the fact that it's October and still in the mid-80s. It feels like October forgot to leave the heat behind. Heading into our overnight lows, Fort Collins is going to reach 40 degrees, Denver 47, and more of the same down the I-25 corridor. Heading over into the eastern plains, we have a little bit of a weird thing going on tonight. We have a frost warning in Limon with a low of 38 degrees and a fire warning in Burlington with 37 degrees. Not really sure what that means, but look it up if you care to. Heading over into the western plains, we have Craig at 30 degrees, Gunnison also at 30 degrees, and Grand Junction high, a little bit warmer tonight at 53 degrees. Tomorrow in Fort Collins, it's going to be a high of 81 degrees and a low of 50. The sun is going to set at 6:36 p.m. and the humidity is going to be at 4%. The wind will be moving southeast at 8 miles per hour. Now in the next 5 days, we're going to see more of the same, high 70s, mid 80s. Saturday, Sunday, we're going to see nothing but sun. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, there's going to be some clouds, but not too many. The low for the next 5 days is going to reach high 40s, mid 50s. And that brings me to the end of our weather forecast tonight. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Elyse. With Election Day approaching, many are heavily contemplating what political issues are most important to them and are making choices on who to vote for accordingly. From the economy to abortion to foreign policy, there are many issues that are on the ballot that are affecting how students at CSU will be voting this November.
I don't know, prices are high, but I also don't blame, I don't know how to explain it. I don't blame the government as much as I blame like big corporations and stuff like that. Foreign diplomacy, I feel like the world out there is getting kind of scary, like Ukraine war and Israel and all that stuff. So yeah, I feel like it's a really complicated scenario and I just wish nobody would be fighting.
Improving the economy and navigating foreign policy are not the only issues that are on students' minds. The preservation of women's rights across all states is something that many want the 2024 election to achieve.
Ballot issues that are important to me definitely have to be women's rights. I think that as a female in my future, especially picking a career, I want to move to a state where I feel like my rights are going to be protected. And as a country, we should be progressing, not regressing. So that's definitely the biggest thing that impacts my life.
There are many different issues on the ballot that resonate with people for different reasons. It's important that students here at CSU and across the nation consider registering to vote this November.
A $6 million investment led by Kiewit Corporation, the construction and engineering giant, is allowing CSU to launch a new construction engineering degree program set to start in fall of 2025. In this new program, students will learn the ins and the outs of building significant construction projects from start to finish. Well-known faculty from the Department of Construction Management and the Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering will be teaching the program.
Colorado State University plans to construct a new and innovative AI and engineering facility that consists of some of the newest and most cutting-edge technologies. This was made possible from $110 million worth of grants, courtesy of 2 alumni and the Walter Scott Family Foundation. This highly innovative academic building will transform the education of engineering students for generations to come. Now stick around, Rams, because after the break, our sports reporter Zoe Weir will fill us in on what's going on with CSU sports this week.
It takes less than 1 minute to find out if you may have prediabetes. You can do it here. But you probably won't. You're busy. Kids, work, show coming back in 48 seconds. So let's do this now. Hold up 1 finger if you're a man, women 0. 3 more fingers if you're over 60, 2 over 50, 1 over 40. If you're not sure, keep in mind you're sitting on a couch right now, so 1 more finger if you're not very active. 1 finger if yes, 0 if no. 1 yes, 0 no. Next, find the body type that looks most like you and hold up that many fingers while I look around awkwardly. And that's it. If you're holding up 5 fingers or more, you probably have prediabetes. Sorry to be so blunt, but hey, you're busy. Just go to the site.
How's it going, Rams? And welcome to the first CTV sports segment of the month. This week, the Rams tennis team is at the Mountain West Fall Individuals. I talked to sophomore Logan Bakes to learn the ins and outs of the team culture and the goals for the upcoming season. What's up, CTV? This is Zoe Weir with CTV Channel 11 Sports, and I'm here today with
Logan Bakes from the CSU Rams tennis team. I am a sophomore from South Carolina.
All right, Logan. Well, my first question for you is, how would you describe the overall atmosphere of Ram tennis?
I would describe us as super loud, super fun, everyone's super supportive, and it's just a great environment to be in.
Awesome. And then what are your main goals this season and your main goals as a team?
I mean, obviously we want to do really well in conference, and we're hoping to get there and win it. But as a team, we just want to keep getting better and, practicing and playing as best as we can.
Right. And tell us just a little bit about your training routine every day.
So we typically start with some sort of conditioning, whether that's lift or conditioning on the court. And then we go our separate ways to classes, and then we come back for a couple-hour training as a team, and eventually we do individuals as well.
Okay, what has been your biggest challenge as a player so far this season?
So far, definitely injuries. Our team, we have a couple girls that are struggling, but it's been fun to work through. We have a trainer and we're in there quite frequently, so it's been a battle, but it's been fun.
Yeah. How do you prepare both physically and mentally for either practice or a game, or listening to music, eating a certain snack? What are we doing?
Honestly, right before a match, I'm definitely listening to certain music, and then little hype songs before warm up, sort of getting ready, and then right before my match, a little bit more chill with the songs, sort of calm down, get ready for the match.
All right, and lastly, are you more of a singles person or a doubles person?
I love doubles. Doubles is more fun to me. I love being on the team or on the court with a teammate, and it's just fun.
All right, so my last question is then, if you could pick any person in the entire world to be your partner in a doubles match, who are you picking?
Ooh, I'd have to go with Roger Federer.
All right, well, thank you so much, and good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you so much.
It was so awesome to talk with Bakes on her experiences being a part of the Green and Gold. You can watch the Rams continue their journey in the Mountain West Fall Individuals in Las Vegas the rest of the weekend on the Mountain West Network. That's all I have for you guys tonight. Stick around. After the break, we'll hear from our feature reporters, Robert Sides and Peyton Burrell. See you, Rams.
Yo, Scott.
Hey.
I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Oh, you know what? I was just in there. The line is like 10 people long.
I think I'll just...
Dude, are you okay?
You wouldn't believe what I was just thinking. I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this and I will take that ride home.
Smart man.
Did you see how that dog was looking at me?
Welcome back from the break, Rams. I'm Robert Sides.
And I'm Peyton Burrell.
Authorities in Fort Collins and Larimer County conducted 129 traffic stops on aggressive drivers and motorcyclists, partnering with Colorado State Patrol and the Larimer County Sheriff's Office, targeting dangerous driving behaviors like street racing. 3 people were arrested for DUIs, and 1 person was caught going 199 miles per hour in a 55 miles per hour zone. Police say dangerous driving will not be tolerated, and they'll continue to enforce these laws strictly.
The 10th annual Tour de Corgi is happening this weekend on October 5th at 8 in the morning on Saturday. Founded in 2014, the Corgi owner Tracy Stewart, the Tour de Corgi has become the largest Corgi meetup in the state of Colorado. The parade of Corgis will start at Civic Center Park and go through the streets on Old Town. The theme of this year's Tour de Corgi is the Corg Olympics.
Amy Parsons gave Colorado State University's annual fall address this past Wednesday, inside of the Oval. The event also included a performance from the CSU Marching Band, Spirit Squads, and Concert Choir, along with a picnic, as well as remarks from CSU Student Body President Nick DeSalvo. The headline of the fall address being the $110 million investment into the new engineering and AI facility.
Fort Collins is about to see some changes with the way we rent. Now, most rental properties will need to be registered with the city. This new law that was passed in the City Council of 2023 is going into effect on New Year's Day. The program is meant to promote safe and healthy housing for renters. A registration rodeo will be held this Saturday for landlords to have a chance to register their properties early. But that's all we have for you, so stick around because after the break, JJ McKinney will tell us about CSU's latest food drive.
Hi! Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right.
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
Welcome back, Rams. I'm JJ McKinney. The United States Department of Agriculture defines food insecurity as a lack of consistent access to enough food to live an active and healthy life. Food insecurity is a problem that affects millions of Americans across the country. In Larimer County alone, almost 10% of the population may be food insecure. With food insecurity being a widespread problem across the city, multiple organizations are doing their part to ensure no one in the community goes hungry. Rams Against Hunger in Larimer County are contributing to their annual C.A.N.S Around the Oval event. C.A.N.S Around the Oval is planning to give back to those in need for its 38th year. The program is focusing on raising awareness about food insecurity in Larimer County. The event, which is a joint effort between Rams Against Hunger and the Larimer County Food Bank, collects food and funds for the Fort Collins community. This includes monetary donations, non-perishable food items, and their main staple, canned food. Basic Needs Senior Program Coordinator Katherine Conrad has supervised C.A.N.S Around the Oval for over 4 years, with new insights on the program this time around.
Changed a lot throughout the years. So this year looks very different than its first year, and that is intentional and for the better. It has changed and evolved to make sure that there's more education within the drive rather than just raising food and funds, because as important as that is, it's not the only piece. So putting an emphasis this year on just trying to find significant ways for people to interact with C.A.N.S Around the Oval, even if they can't donate to it. So trying to make sure that this is a tradition that everyone at CSU can participate in rather than just those who have the means to donate. So Collection Day is what people always think of when they think of Cans Around the Oval, and that's that big fanfare kind of day where Amy Parsons and Blanche Hughes come and speak, and the Spirit Squad is there, and we line the oval with cans, and the food bank is everywhere, and there's volunteers and kids doing can instruction and things like that. That day is really special, and that's because that's when the community actually gets to physically come together and see what they've done for the whole month. So the food bank is invited, of course, to help us palletize everything and just be part of that community. That day is also really special because that's the first time we get an idea of how much poundage we've collected at all. So all of the cans, food, whatever, comes to the Oval on that day.
Cans Around the Oval kicked off on September 16th and will be collecting donations all month long, up until October 16th, where the community will bring all the donations together for the collection day. Cans Around the Oval is just one way Rams Against Hunger is combating food insecurity in the Fort Collins community. While Cans is just 1 month, the organization has a space for students in the Fort Collins community to get the resources they need all year long. Aurora Wilson Scott has experienced the difficulties of finding affordable food firsthand.
I was a second-year student who had just moved off campus, and I was like, oh my gosh, like groceries are really expensive, and I was looking for a way to make it a little bit more affordable, and instead of going to King Soopers all the time. So I came in here and was, wow, like we've got a lot of really good stock. This is amazing. Trying to make like the feeling that I had as a sophomore of like, wow, like this resource is like for me, and it's like been helping me a lot. I wanted to share that with a lot of other folks, especially folks that like might need a bit more than me.
Within Rams Against Hunger, Scott found a way for him, along with many of the other students in the CSU community, to get the resources they need. The food pantry.
So we are a partner agency at the food bank for Larimer County, which is why CANS is important, because it used to just benefit the food bank, and it still does, but because we're a partner agency of them, it also directly benefits Rams Against Hunger. So that whole operation goes all the way up to Feeding America, which is a national entity, and they identify food that is going to go to waste for whatever reason, and then through that whole system, it gets to food banks, and then their food pantries and partner agencies. So that would be us.
We focus a lot on working with Office of International Programs. We work with undocumented student success and other students and other organizations. We work with the Basic Needs Coalition, and we focus on prioritizing those needs.
The food pantry is a joint operation being ran by Rams Against Hunger with help from the Slice office and the Larimer County Food Bank. The pantry is meant to serve as a permanent food source for all of CSU's students, staff, and faculty. Anyone who needs the pantry can walk in and find a variety of food, from canned goods, milk, fruit, vegetables, and even treats to help feed them and their families.
Rewarding part is just seeing the folks that always come in, and especially like towards the end of the shift when there's not as many people. Typically towards the end of the shift, we don't have as many resources to give out as we do at the beginning. And there's often a few folks that have families and like usually are like wanting a few key items, and it's always nice to like know which items they're kind of wanting and like kind of reserving a couple in the back and making sure that like they get what they need for themselves and their family.
The biggest impact is of course the food that people have and also the community that they make while coming in here. We have regulars that come here often that we know their names, they know ours, we know their family members, we know what clubs they're part of, and we get to communicate that way. So I feel that it makes for such a more inclusive space.
While food is the primary resource that the food pantry provides, it's not the only resource that the pantry has to offer.
So a lot of people don't realize that we would have hygiene products at the food pantry just because they think food are not hygiene. The reason we carry different hygiene products is because we notice that if it is between dinner or say Plan B, it's probably going to be dinner, even though maybe that Plan B is really important for you that day. So we try to carry options, right, for people who, for whatever reason, might need them. So all of our sexual health supplies through Cruise. We just sponsored a bill with ASCSU last year to get pregnancy tests funded in perpetuity. Those will be through Cruise soon, which is really exciting. Yeah, Plan B through the Health Network, and then period products through one of our partners called Justice Necessary.
Overall, Rams Against Hunger and its programs like the food pantry serve its community members and its employees in more ways than one.
I have family members here who I've gotten close to, and they give me a hug or ask me how my family is. They don't know my family personally, but they know me and care for me. And I think that is just one of the most impactful things for me, because I don't feel like I'm working with strangers and for strangers. I feel like I get to know people in their community.
A lot of students don't have enough money to buy groceries consistently at stores. I think that one of the biggest things that I can give to the student body is come use this resource. Don't feel like you're taking away from folks who don't need. This is for CSU. It's for CSU staff, faculty, it's for CSU students, for that community.
The food pantry is open Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. and Tuesdays from 9 a.m. to noon. If you or anyone that you know is suffering from food insecurity, Rams Against Hunger and Larimer County Food Bank wants you to know that there are more resources to help. You can go to foodbanklarimer.org for more information about where to find safe and affordable food near you. Well, that's all we have for you tonight, Rams. Check out our YouTube channel for more content all week. Stay safe and have a good weekend.